Hello everyone, my name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. Hey, welcome to, I believe, what is my second Alan Parsons review. I know I did Gotti recently. We're exploring the CDs out of the Alan Parsons Project Original Album Classics. I've talked about this set in my do's and don'ts of album collections. The back of this album was one of my major don'ts. Way too much crap jammed onto the back of the CD. I cannot read the track listing at all. I had to use my phone, blow it up to look at it so I could actually read it properly. And this is not old man eyes. This is really small font. And while the font is contrasting on this color, I like the album cover. I think it looks really cool. But the back of this was a horrible design. So I actually have to rely on the back of this, and I had to turn the light on so I can see the back of that because there's so much stuff on this as well. All right, what is it? Nine tracks on this album, plus 4 bonuses. I'm enjoying this album a lot more than I enjoyed the Gotti album. I thought this was actually a really, really good album compared to the Gotti album, and I think I'm going to end up working my way backwards because Gotti was the last one. So Steretomy will be next, and then I guess next after that will be Eve. Anyways, so title track Steretomy is fantastic. Really enjoy this track. If you're into 80s synth rock, I guess that'd be the best way to put it, because it's not synth pop. It's definitely rock. There's definitely some major guitar work, but it's really heavy on the synths. So if you like synth heavy 80s rock, really good stuff. Really more Genesis than Genesis in a lot of ways with the way it sounds. Definitely a studio made album though. But Steretomy is a great tune. Beaujolais, while it's going through, I really enjoy it, but I don't really pay attention to it. It's kind of a background kind of song for me, but still enjoyable. And then that flows into the Urbania instrumental, and because of the way the flow goes from Steretomy on down, it just has this one great giant flow through it where you kind of get lost in it real easy. That goes in a Limelight, which is just a kind of a continuation of the flow for me. Then in the real world, I do look up during this song. I went, oh, I guess I got to look at the song title on this one a little bit. Really good when you're listening to the album, but outside of listening to the album doesn't do much. But the next track, which is back to another instrumental track, which is Where's the Walrus, that one really had me going, oh, this is good. There's some really good instrumental stuff, really prog. Like if you're into prog rock, not prog metal, but prog rock, this is some real heavy duty prog rock, 80s prog rock, really synth heavy, but some great prog rock. After Light of the World, you're into Chinese Whispers, which is another instrumental, which is really, really enjoyable while it's going. And then it finishes out with Steretomy 2. And it's just kind of like doing a reprise, more or less, of the first one. Bookending the album, which is kind of nice. I do like when bands bookend albums. It was one of the cool parts about, Pink Floyd, how they would bookend albums, stuff like that. So I really kind of like this. I really enjoy it. The whole way around, I found this album was actually very enjoyable. And I wasn't expecting it to be enjoyable because of how much I thought Gotti was kind of like, Gotti. I would actually recommend this album. If you're looking to check out what 80s rock, synth rock especially, 80s synth rock was like, or like I said, if you want to get into some 80s prog rock, stuff like that, this is a good album to dive in on. I'm really kind of glad that I kind of got into this one here. Outside of that, though, I don't have much else to add to it. The bonus tracks, you've got Light of My World backing track. It works. I enjoyed the instrumental version of it. It worked for me. Rumor Going Round demo. Now, Rumor Going Round is not a track that's particularly on here, so that was kind of nice that was in there. I'm kind of surprised that they threw a track on here that wasn't a track, sort of, kind of, I enjoyed it. It was nice to have in the mix. Then you got Steretomy with Eric Wolfson guide vocal and Steretomy backing rough mix. Because of the amount of instrumentals that were on here, I can see why there's not a lot of demos, not a lot of rough mixes. I can see why there's more instrumentals with the other tracks that were released as vocal tracks. This is definitely the first album that I will say made this set worth picking up. I would probably pick this up on my own. If I were to find it on vinyl somewhere for a decent price, if I were just getting into it, whatever, this might, for the right price, this is worth picking up. Used CD, used vinyl, that's where I would go with it to say, check it out. If you can find a good used copy, go with that. Try it out that way. If you like it, then go buy a good copy of it. I don't know if I would ever buy a version on vinyl, like, maybe if there's a special edition marble vinyl or something like that, maybe, if, really worth it. But outside of that, that's kind of it for the album. I really enjoy it. I think it's worth checking out. And if you like it, go out and buy a copy of it. Really, that's the easiest way to go on this one. I know this is a short review, and I don't really get into too much. There is some really good guitar work on here. Some of the solo work on here, some of the tracks is really great. I like the solos, the way they're laid down. They're all put in the right places. This is a masterfully created album. This is a great studio album, masterfully worked out, put together, well arranged. This is a great technical album, okay? But it has some heart to it. It has soul to it. Like, it's got some life to it, some real So for that, I'm totally into it, man. But it's definitely a studio technically proficient album. Some people will understand what that means, some people won't. Anyways, folks, that's it. That's what I'm going to say on this one. Let me know what you think. Tell me in the comments below. That's what it's for. There's also a like button, subscribe button, bell for notifications. Hit those. That helps out me and you. There are links in the description that will take you to the TWA, which is the Trampoline Wrestling Association, the Howling Odyssey, which is my musical creations and works of various different types. And there's also a link to my Patreon, which is where you can go to download my musical creations and other stuff. All right, folks. Peace, love, take care.